Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be looking at this. This is the EDC Pro. And KZ's been popping these things out left and right now. The original EDC didn't have a removable cable, but it did have like a shiny, really shiny looking faceplate like this. That looks really beautiful. It's very, very crystalline looking. Shiny, excellent job with the looks, especially considering this is like $12-13, something like that. I'm going to put that over there. Let's see if we can find the specs on this. Okay, I'm on their website. Let's look at the chart first. Oh, here's their chart, if you can see that, and we want to go down to, they have some comparisons here. Now, I can see them against the SimGot EW200, $39. The Moondrop Jew, $16.99. Jio, or whatever it's called. The FiO FF5 is a flat earbud, I think. Then that's like $129. I wouldn't even consider that. I don't even care how good something is. I'm not going to put something in that price range next to something that's not in that price range. There's usually something premium. Maybe it has better accessories. Maybe it has better comfort. It totally probably has better build quality than something that's cheaper. But looking at the EDC, you notice that there's a higher bass, where this one is just kind of more, almost linear, and then there's the dip there. You see that it struts out way up there, so there's much better bass on this one. So let me see if I can find those specs. They should be here somewhere amongst all this propaganda. Okay, so it is 23.5 ohms. Sensitivity is 108 decibels. Frequency is 20 to 40 kilohertz. 3.5 millimeter plug, 0.75 millimeter silver-plated OFC flat cable. All right, what that means is there's a silver-plated, which is the one I have. Then there's that flat cable that's similar to the one that came with the original. So you can have the choice of those two. You can also have the choice between a microphone and non-microphone with the remote. I always choose the non because some of my portables it interferes with when I'm using an amplifier. So, okay. Sound-wise on this. Now, whereas the original was dark, I think this one's a little bit more brighter. Still got some darkness to some of the treble, but it is brighter overall. There's a little bit more energy. It's not the most energetic treble, but it does sound natural, the hi-hats and everything. They have a decent amount of sound. Mid-range, clear. There is like a little, as you saw by the chart, there's a little scoop there in the mid-range, but for the most part the mid-range sounds really, really good. It has a decent amount of body, good placement for the vocals, and then we get into the bass. Now the bass is very good, some excellent control, some depth, not quite bass head, not quite overly boomy. I think it's far more controlled than the original. But I noticed if you're listening to something that's bass boosted and you try to get more volume out of it, maybe because I didn't burn these in yet or something, I was getting some distortion. Now, I can test them again and see if I don't get any distortion, but that was at first. The last listen, I didn't really get anything. It sounded kind of decent. As a matter of fact, you know what? Before I finish this, I will go give them a listen and then come back. Okay, so I did listen to them, and I tried to listen to like songs where the bass line was punchy and rapid. Lamb of God, Laid to Rest, and some other death metal and speed metal, and just stuff like that, just hardcore kind of songs. Then I listened to AOL Nation, and also, what was the other one? Imagine Dragons. The songs that have, what was it? Fireflies, that song Fireflies, because that has like a really kind of punchy bass, and then it goes up high, and then there's one section where there's like distortion. When I mean like the bass kind of falls apart with too much thing. I think if it's too much boosting into the bass, especially if you listen to like a YouTube video, if you're out mobile and you're listening to a YouTube video, maybe. Now on these tracks, I tested them in FLAC, and I tested them in ALAC, and it did a good job. It did a good job. It's not the greatest bass in the world. Bass heads aren't going to like it. People that are just casual listeners, this is perfect for you. It's a budget option. You want something you want to throw in your bag for an extra or a spare. Yeah, I could see that you doing that. It's not going to make my favorites list. I mean, they're always coming out with things constantly. And like for me, the one that I like the most right now is the AS10 Pro. I have the AS24, which I like, the DeFi, the Krilla, the Vader was okay, the CCAs, all the CCAs, the Trio, the Duo, the ZS10, the new one, whatever the new one is, a Pro 2, I think. I don't know. I can't keep up. KZ comes out with one of these every time I turn around and blink. But, you know, sometimes they throw some really good stuff in the mix, and those, the ones that I just named, I really, really do like. This one, it isn't bad at all. It's not the worst thing that I've had. That actually goes to EPZ. What was that? The regular Q1, not the Q1 Pro. The Q1 Pro is really good. But the original one, boy, that sounded like crap. Oh my. It was like the mids, it was for people with hearing difficulties or something. I don't know. But anyway, this one isn't too bad for the price. I think some people are going to like this a lot. And it's a nice budget contender. I'm trying to think of something else from KZ that's in this price range. The ZSN Pro 2. That I think they'll like that a little bit better. I know somebody's going to ask me. So anyway, any questions, feel free to ask. This has been the KZ EDC, I keep wanting to say EDX, EDC Pro. And it does have a detachable cable. It does have that similar kind of cool looking, if you're going to focus, that cool looking faceplate. I think it looks really nice. I probably would have liked that flat copper cable other than this one, because this one, I mean, this one comes with everything that I have so far. I probably have about 300 of these cables somewhere. Anyway, decent, you know, it is what it is. Look at the charts, decide. I honestly don't go by graphs. I think graphs are, looking at a graph is like trying to figure out, you know, what's on the menu by the, what you're going to like on the menu by looking at the ingredients, you know, or looking at the back of a box of cereal and trying to figure out how it tastes. It's going to tell you, it's a chocolate cereal, so it's going to have a chocolate taste. But you don't know what it tastes like. It could taste like fake chocolate. It could taste really, really good, like some Count Chocula or Cocoa Puffs, you know, or a Cocoa Krispies, one of those. Those are pretty good. Now I'm hungry. All right, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.